Welcome to the Unraveling the Scriptures channel. Iran is a region full of mysteries and curiosities, especially due to its geographical proximity to what is described as the Garden of Eden in sacred scriptures. Situated near Iraq and Assyria, many wonder about the different ethnicities currently inhabiting Iran and their ancestral connections to biblical peoples. In this video, I will not only discuss the language of Iranians but also their history, geography, and other relevant aspects. I ask you to like and share this video with those interested in exploring the geography not only of the Middle East, but also of humanity, in the light of ancient traditions and biblical narratives about people and their origins. This is another episode of our series, The Origin of Peoples According to the Bible. In the sacred texts of the Bible, in the books of Daniel, Isaiah, Jeremiah, and also Ezekiel, there are mentions of the people who resided in the area corresponding to present-day Iran, not only within the borders of the country but also in the surrounding territories. This people, or perhaps these two peoples, or even simply the peoples inhabiting the region, are the descendants of Madai, as described in Genesis chapter 10. But who exactly were these peoples? They were the Medo-Persians. Many may question the ancestral figure of the Persians according to the biblical narrative. The ancient Jews were well acquainted with the ancestor of the Medo-Persians, according to biblical genealogies. In fact, even before the arrival of the Persians in the region now comprising Iran, a significant part of the southern country was already inhabited by various tribes of Semitic descent. Originally, in antiquity, the Iranian peoples, or Aryans, as they were known, including the Medo-Persians, were the true inhabitants of this region. However, before them, or at least contemporaneously with them, there lived an older people, known both from the Bible and by historians as the Elamites. The Elamites are recognized in the biblical narrative as descendants of one of the most notable sons of Shem, one of the fathers of the Semitic peoples, being Elam, that son. Elam migrated to the region that now comprises the territory of Iran, where the ancient name of the land, Elam, persists. In this area, various Elamite tribes settled, considered Semitic by biblical tradition, although academically some disagree because the language is not strictly Semitic, resembling more Akkadian or Aramaic. However, in the biblical tradition, Elam is mentioned as one of the sons of Shem in Genesis 10, therefore, it is considered a Semitic people. This Semitic presence persists to this day, reflected in the genetics of contemporary Iranians, especially in the southern region of Iran. The map of the region clearly shows southern Iran identified as Elam, indicating that this was the land of the Elamites, the first inhabitants of that area that would eventually become modern Iran. In other regions, predominantly three other peoples of similar origin dwelled: the Medites, mentioned in the Bible as Aryans, considered the true Aryans. Therefore, present-day Iranians are a mixture of these ancient Semitic and Aryan peoples, but still maintain the heritage of Aryan tribes. But who exactly were these tribes that gave rise to present-day Iranians? It is important to understand that the Medo-Persian Empire and the Aryan peoples were not simply one single people, but rather a group of peoples with the same origin. These peoples not only inhabited Iran but also areas that now comprise Pakistan, Afghanistan, and other regions of the Middle East. They share a genetic and cultural heritage from the ancient peoples of Median origin, known as Aryans. Besides the Medes, other peoples inhabiting the region of Iran were descendants of Aryans or simply of the Medes. The Mede people, descendants of the ancient Aryans, are considered one of the Japhethite peoples, descendants of Madai, one of the sons of Japheth, according to biblical accounts. Therefore, these peoples are characterized by lighter skin and lighter eyes. Aryan society was heavily based on a caste structure, with priests, Brahmins, occupying the top of the social hierarchy, followed by warriors, Kshatriyas, traders and farmers, Vaishyas, and lastly the manual laborers, Shudras. This caste structure played a fundamental role in the social and religious organization of the ancient Aryans. Religiously, the ancient Aryans were polytheists, worshipping a variety of pagan gods and goddesses, many of which are present in Vedic texts. Fire worship played a central role in their religious practices, and ritual sacrifices were an important part of their worship of the gods. The language spoken by the ancient Aryans is known as Vedic Sanskrit, an archaic form of Sanskrit. This language is the basis of the Vedas and other religious and literary texts of ancient India. Vedic Sanskrit is one of the oldest documented Indo-European languages. The second people, perhaps the most recognized and notable, are the Persian people. This people, also known as a tribe or perhaps just a geographical designation in Iran, gained great fame in antiquity. The Persians are often called by present-day Iranians, who prefer this designation over other terms like Iranians. In addition to the Persians, there was also another tribe of Iranian peoples, the Medes, known as Parthians. These tribes comprised the region both in antiquity and in present days. The Aryan peoples, or Medes, spoke different languages, all related and linguistically similar to each other. These Aryan or Iranian languages are classified within the Indo-European or Japhetic linguistic family. Interestingly, in the book of Daniel, when a mysterious hand appears in chapter 5, it is interpreted as the hand of God, writing a message that only the prophet Daniel could read and interpret for the others present. In this message, mention is made of the Persian people and the Medo-Persian peoples. The predominant language in Iran is Persian, also known as Parsi. This language is essentially the same as that used in the writing found in chapter 5 of the book of Daniel. In this chapter, the prophet Daniel translated the inscription for the Babylonian people, which included experts in ancient languages. Although none of the experts could decipher the text, Daniel provided a translation in Aramaic that said, Min tekel yu parsin, meaning that the kingdom would be divided and given to the Medes and Persians. Modern Iranians are a mixture of various ethnic groups, including the descendants of Madai, son of Japheth, as described in some ancient traditions, such as the Book of Jubilees. According to this tradition, Madai, father of the Medes and Persians, descendant of Japheth, married a woman from the lineage of Shem, as reported in the Book of Jubilees. Shem had many daughters and sons, and one of those daughters married Madai, becoming the mother of all these peoples. Whether true or not, it is certain that the Elamites, who are Semites, widely mixed with the peoples of Medo-Persian origin. Therefore, in Iran, it is common to find people with European traits, such as light eyes and fair skin. On the other hand, there are also people with Semitic characteristics similar to those of other peoples in the Middle East, such as Iraqis and Saudis. The Persians, in turn, are considered of Iranian origin, descendants of Madai and Japheth. Many of them have a similar appearance to Europeans, and the Persian language shares some linguistic similarities with Germanic languages, such as English. For example, the English spelling mother, in Persian it is mater, and father, in English is similar to padar, in Old Persian. These are just some of the linguistic similarities between Persian and English, which are both Germanic languages. It is also possible to observe the presence of the word brother in Persian, which bears a notable resemblance to its counterpart in English, of Germanic origin, demonstrating an Indo-European linguistic connection. The Persian term for brother, baradar, intriguingly resonates with brother in English. These are just some of the linguistic affinities between Persian and other Indo-European languages, especially highlighting English, which is of Germanic origin. There are several other similar connections, although a comprehensive approach would require more time and space. Linguistically, there is a clear relationship, although historically the Elamite peoples have exerted influence, resulting in notable ethnic diversity, especially in southern Iran. This diversity is evident in Iranian tribes, which represent a genetic mixture, predominantly of Japhetic and Medo-Persian descent, but also with Semitic influences from the Elamites. This video seeks to explore the rich ethnic, linguistic, and historical origins of the peoples inhabiting Iran, as well as the country itself. I take this opportunity to invite you to share in the comments suggestions about other peoples whose ethnic, linguistic, and historical origins arouse your curiosity so that we can continue exploring the roots, languages, and cultures of these fascinating civilizations. This is the central purpose of the channel, and I intend to continue bringing more videos for our series, The Origin of Peoples According to the Bible. I hope you have enjoyed this video. God bless you and see you soon.